Today's module, we're going to talk about networks. We're in this third section, third set of principles, where we're talking about the relational paradigm, connectivity, and clearly networks are what emerge out of multiple connections between the elements. And again, this is relating back to complex systems. High level of connectivity means that they have this networked architecture to them. They are defined by their network connections. And network theory has arisen to help us understand that in all kinds of complex systems like the internet, transport systems, social networks or ecological networks, so on and so forth. So this is networks. When attempting to understand network, there are a few key considerations. So then we're jumping into what are the factors we really need to consider about a network. Firstly, it's really recognizing that things are embedded in networks. We often take them in isolation and think of the properties of those things as a function just of themselves. When a relational paradigm looks at that thing and says, okay, some things are relating to it, maybe it's self-generated, but many other things are actually a product of its context created by the network that it's a part of. They could be social networks, political, economic, technological, so on and so forth, information networks, and so on. So it's the idea, it's not what you know, but it's who you know, which is a little saying that captures the idea that it's about your relationships rather than you yourself or the part itself. So this is a little diagram representing some of the key considerations in network theory, questions we have when we go to understand the network, what's shaping that network, what's shaping the outcomes for the elements in that system. Where are you in that system? Are you near the center? Are you on the edges? Are there a lot of resources flowing through it? How do resources flow through it? Is it centralized or decentralized? We'll talk about that in a minute. How resilient is the network? Are there critical links? Are there bridging links between one section and another? If they're broken, the network might fall apart. Do some nodes have a lot of connection? Others don't, so on and so forth. How is this network growing? What's the history of it? Those are all key questions we ask when thinking about a network. And this is both the science and the theory and so forth, but it's also a way of looking at the world and thinking about different things and trying to understand them, shifting from that ascribing attributes to a particular thing to looking at that broader network of connections around it and trying to understand how that actually nature of that network structure and so forth, dynamics and flows are actually influencing this element within that system.